And hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Epic Thunder here, bringing you not a little bit, but a lot of Modern Warfare 3 gameplay. I'm playing the new game mode, Money in the Dank, MITD for short. It's that new community playlist game where whenever you get the bomb, you turn into a juggernaut. That's basically the only difference from Sabotage. It's actually a really fun game mode whenever you have a bunch of objective players, but if you have a game like this, where the guy gets the bomb, becomes juggernaut, and then goes and sits in the spawn the whole game, hoping to get his Moab or whatever, it gets a little frustrating. But luckily for us, the guy who became the juggernaut about halfway through the game decides, you know what, I'm not getting any kills back here, so I'm going to go play the objective. And then the second half of the game turns into a very objective battle, and it's actually pretty fun. So it just depends on what kind of game you get, what kind of players you're playing with for that game mode to be any fun. But as you can tell by the title, I have a dual comm here. Who's my guest?
Misused Power.
Yep, this is Misused Power. He's from my Tricom that you saw from my 100th video special. If you saw that, if you didn't, go watch it because it was really funny. And the topic of the video is, are you excited for Black Ops 2? Let's see. We're just going to go through a whole bunch of the different things about Black Ops 2. You know, some of the different categories of some of the new stuff that they're doing and some of the old stuff that they're bringing back. And we're just going to decide at the very end whether or not we are really excited for the game or not. And then you guys in the comments can, say whatever the hell you want. If you are or not, if you're going to buy it, if you're going to wait until Christmas, if you're going to be a Christmas noob for it, whatever. So, we're going to start with big maps. In Modern Warfare 3, there's very small maps.
Very.
And that creates, very chaotic, but it was very fun whenever you're, constantly in battle. But it's also not very fun when you're getting shot right out of your goddamn spawn. So, there was a give and take right there that Infinity Ward decided to have. But Treyarch, the people who make Black Ops, well, they decided to go with the Black Ops map-making system, not the Modern Warfare 3 one.
Very good idea.
Yeah, the Black Ops maps were really good. They didn't have very good coloration, like they were all very gray, but they the fluidity of the map, the transition areas, the lines of sight, were very well thought out. They were really good, and that was a very positive thing.
And if the downside of having not spawned in back would happen again, you know what? I can walk. It's okay.
Yeah, if you're spawning me in the back of the map, at least I'm spawning out of danger. I don't get shot immediately. Sure, it takes me 10 seconds to get up to the battle versus 2 in Modern Warfare 3, but you actually have time to prepare for your next engagement.
In Modern Warfare 3, it's almost hard to even call your kill streaks in after you die because you never know where the next person's going to be at.
Yeah, you don't know where you're going to spawn at. If you're, let's say you got a Reaper or something, and the game spawns you out in the middle of Never Ever Land, but there's still people around you. What can you do? What can you do? Let's move on to the next system, the Pick 10 Create a Class system. Now, as we've all seen from the most recent Call of Duty title since Call of Duty 4, really, we've had basically the same Create a Class system this entire time, but Treyarch, they did something a little bit different with Black Ops 1, and that's with the COD points and everything. But now they're completely changing everything with the Create a Class system for all intents and purposes. You don't even have to have a primary weapon. You don't have to spend all your points. You don't have to have everything. Or you can have, everything that you need, all 3 perks, primary, secondary, some attachments. You can have all that. Or you could just literally just run a pistol for all you want. You have this huge choice. But that also causes a problem.
Yes, and as I pointed out with him a second ago, I think that it will lead to some overpowered combinations that will be pretty much impossible to fix most of them, just because there's so many combinations that could be potentially just better than everything else.
Yeah, because, if you're going back and looking at, say, Modern Warfare 2, there was the lightweight marathon commando, and there's these people that are just dashing around the map, getting cross-map lunges with their panic knives and everything. And that was something that they didn't really think about very well in terms of, we could have avoided this. They didn't really do that very well. And so in Black Ops, they tried to do the best they can. Modern Warfare 3, they avoided combinations like that. They even took out lightweight altogether. But the thing is that whenever you have multiple tiers of perks, that's so that, you can have so many great perks that work with each other very well. It's to divide it so that, you know, you can support this kind of play style, you can support that kind of play style, you can support that kind of play style. Well, if you can double up on perks, that's a problem. That could potentially lead to some really overpowered classes.
And the perks are definitely going to be the main issue with this.
Yeah, like
everything
weapons,
else is just fun.
Yeah, weapons, you can have 3 attachments now. That's cool and everything. Or you could not even have guns. Like, you can just run a primary, you could just run a secondary, whatever you want to do. So that's really cool. Weapon balance. Is there going to be weapon balance in Black Ops 2? I believe there will be, because if you look at Modern Warfare 3, there was really virtually no weapon balance. They really didn't care about that type of stuff. Akimbo machine pistols, self-explanatory. Shotguns, self-explanatory. Don't need to go over this crap again. I've already done a commentary about OP weapons. But Black Ops 1 had amazing weapon balance. So I do believe that Black Ops 2 will have at least on par with Black Ops 1's weapon balance. Because, like, there was not really that one gun that shined across all the other ones. I mean, there was ones that, you know, got used more often and people complained about it, but there was none that were just genuinely better than all the
And
other
if they
ones.
were, they got patched, too.
Yeah, like, you know, the FAMAS, I didn't really notice the FAMAS that much being like this superbly overpowered weapon. It seemed just like any other weapon to me, but apparently that makes it overpowered because a whole bunch of people were using it.
Well, and it's more, all the assault rifles were more preference. I mean, they
Yeah.
literally did the same thing, but they were just a little bit different to someone's
Yeah.
choice of gun. Like, I preferred the Commando overall, and it didn't do as much damage, but I felt like I could stay on target better.
Yeah, it had more manageable recoil. That's why I like the the Enfield. The Enfield has very low recoil. It has mostly
Very
up and
underrated
down.
gun.
Yeah, very underrated. It has decent damage, good range, unless you put a silencer on it, then it sucks. And it had low recoil, so it was actually a pretty good gun, and it never gets used.
And I think the
But-
problem with that is because it is like the Commando, but the Commando I think did a little bit more damage.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the infield was a 4-shot kill from a certain distance, which
Yeah,
probably made it a little bit
once it gets to, like, long range, then it really does become a problem. And whenever you put a silencer on it, then it becomes a 4-shot kill much closer. So, but I do believe there's going to be a lot of weapon balance in this game. And now time to talk about score streaks. The score streak systems in Black Ops 2 looks like it's going to be really cool, and it's obviously more supportive of objective players. You get more points for capping a domination flag than you get for killing someone. So that's definitely a plus side. More people will be playing the objective. And then I like and don't like how the UAVs work. Like the whole, you call in a UAV, and any enemy on the radar who gets killed gives you plus 30 points or whatever it's going to be later, because I know Treyarch's been changing the point systems and the value you get for a whole bunch of stuff, but you get points towards your score streak from other people getting kills. Like, I don't like that, but it also encourages more people to run UAVs, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Because good thing, more people get to run UAVs, you know, you get to see enemies on the radar more. Bad thing is, enemies get to see you on their radar more often as well. So it almost makes it to where if there's UAV spamming like there is in Modern Warfare 3, then Assassin, Ghost, Cold-Blooded, whatever it's going to be, I don't even remember what the perks are, but that it almost seems like a necessary perk to have. You just need this thing to play the game.
And I agree with you, but I think you're forgetting something. UAVs are now, the equivalent of like a 6-kill streak now?
No, they're
So
like
there's going to-
they're only like 400 points, so that's like a 4-kill streak with straight up kills.
They are higher than normal.
They were just a little bit higher. They were equivalent of like a 4-kill streak.
Either way, that's less UAV spamming at least.
Just slightly, but most people like me won't really care because I run low kill streaks anyway, but that's not the point. Back on topic, score streaks. Something that I got to disagree with is the fact that there's still high-end kill streaks. I've never been a fan of having stuff like attack dogs, chopper gunners, reapers, pavlos, all that kind of stuff. It encourages people to camp nonetheless. And if we're talking about the objective here, there's already been millions of people who played this game, most of which from Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, and a lot came on in Modern Warfare 3. Don't get me wrong, there's still going to be new people on Black Ops 2, but there's a huge audience that's been playing for a couple of years now, and they've already developed the style at which they play. If they're campers, they're going to camp in Black Ops 2. If they're rushers, they're going to rush in Black Ops 2. It doesn't really change anything. It's not going to... It encourages you to play the objective, but people have already developed the way that they want to play. They're going to... If they want to camp, they're going to camp. That doesn't change anything.
And it's not going to change their play style, but I think it will help because I think their play style will adapt to them still wanting the score streaks, so they will camp near an objective, for the objective. They will run UAVs more often because it gets them those big score streaks. Mm-hmm. And I think that encourages them to say that it is a good thing to play the objective because they get their kill streaks, their team wins, it's all good now. I think that helps. It
can help and it can also be detrimental. It just depends on which side of the spectrum you're looking at. Okay, big news. Zombies! Yeah, I can't talk about Black Ops 2 and not talk about zombies. As you saw last week, I made a Black Ops 2 Zombies trailer breakdown. Completely legitimate. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Pretty cool stuff in there. It looks like it's going to have a bunch of new stuff as well as a bunch of the old, so that's definitely going to be good. And the new game modes are a plus. Having this transit mode where you have this huge world that you have to go from one place to the next. That's really cool. And then you have the classic mode where you just have each of these individual places to fight. So that supports, the old style of play. But my question is this grief mode. Like, you're supposed to be able to, somehow, I don't even know the words for this, but you're supposed to somehow break the other team in some way to where they do worse than you do. Like, how is it you can grief the enemy team whenever you're playing as it's survivors, a group of 4 survivors versus a group of 4 survivors versus zombies? I don't see how you can have it to where it's some sort of a grief thing. I mean, if I'm on one team and some guy rounds up a horde of zombies and brings them at me thinking that's going to trip me up, that ain't tripping me up. I'm going to load my shotgun up and I'm going to go to town. That gives me more points. You just screwed yourself over. So I don't see how this is going to be some sort of a grief. Like, John brought up the point that, maybe it'll be based on who gets the most kills or who gets the most points. Well, then that's not really griefing. Like, the title is grief. Somehow we're going to have a way that, one team can mess up another team. They're going to grief them.
I thought of a better idea. I think maybe it'll be more like bonus based. Like, more like, if one team does better in a round, then they don't get a perk or something along those lines, or they lose ammo.
Like if one team gets, collectively they get, say, 10,000 points and the other team gets 12,000, that other team will get some sort of a bonus out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Or the other team might lose a bonus.
Oh, that's actually true too. That could
be cool too.
That'd be cool. I doubt that that's the way it's going to happen. That'd be cool though. You know what I want to see? I want to see an arcade mode. Like, instead of having it be round-based zombies, where it'll be like 12 zombies in round 1, and then you're going to take a break. Then 20 zombies, then you're going to take a break. I want it to be a constant horde of the undead that just slowly gets stronger, faster, and more in number as it goes along. That would be it'd be quicker games. You wouldn't have these people that are spending half an hour with a crawler so that they can go and hit the box and go and open doors and go and try to get the Easter egg and stuff. I want a game mode where I can, just play for half an hour and be done. Because zombies right now takes 2.5 hours to get to a high round. Like, if you want to get into the 30s, yeah, it takes 2 to 3 hours minimum.
And I brought up more like somewhat of
he's drawn a blank here. He's not used to commentating, so I'm just gonna go back on about some other game modes. Like, what if they were to induct gun game into Black Ops Zombies? Like, I've seen several mods for the World at War PC Zombies that is just amazing. Like, it flows really well, where it's like, okay, you start off with a pistol, you shoot zombies and you kill zombies, and once you've earned 1,000 score, then it bumps you up. It gives you a different gun. It gives you like a machine pistol or an SMG or something like that. Then you get kills with that, and then it bumps you up to the next gun, and the player, have it be a 4-player free-for-all, and the player to get to the top gun first, and then they get their points with that, they win. That would be really cool. I want to see the developers put that in there somehow, or at least in the private match.
And going back to my point, now that I've gain my sanity. I was talking more about like a firefight type mode from Halo, where it just keeps on coming, and it's basically just go until you die. It's not go until you just don't want to play anymore like it is now.
Yeah, because games last way too long. I mean, most of the time it's like, okay, I have an hour to play. Well, I can't play zombies because I don't have time for it. So, but overall, are you excited for Black Ops 2?
Very.
Very excited. I've already pre-ordered and paid off that game for the Hardened Edition because I want that awesome case and a couple of the other bonuses with it. But I'm excited for it, but not really excited. Like, I don't want to put my hopes up so that if it fails, I don't get let down. Like, I'm just going to go into it with no expectations. I'm not really breaking down too much of the stuff. I'm mostly just speculating with information that I've heard here and there, but I'm not setting a high bar like I did with Black Ops 1. Whenever I got Black Ops 1, I had just the hugest hopes, and then it didn't meet those expectations, so I was let down. And then I thought it was a horrible game for the longest time. And it took me a really long time to realize, wait, this is actually a really good game. So I'm going to go into Black Ops 2 with no expectations. So, and by the way, as a note, this is the longest video I have ever made. We're getting into probably going to end it at 17 minutes. Yeah, longest video I've ever made. So that'll be cool to try to post and take 3.5 years to upload. But that's all we got to say about this. Please tell us in the comment section below. Have you pre-ordered the game? Are you going to get it? Are you sick of COD and you never want to see it again? Tell me in the comment section below. Leave a comment, leave a rating, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my friends on YouTube, I Is Reptarded, Sniping Soup, all them. Check them all out. They're pretty good most of the time. Well, John,
I will see you guys later.
And Epic Thunder rolling out.